Hi, it's Kathy from the Backyard Stamper, and today I'm going to demonstrate a card using this really cute Hello Ladybug stamp set and coordinating punch that will be available starting January 4th, 2022 in our new January to June mini catalog. I also am going to use a stamp set that you can earn for free, and it actually comes with designer series paper. And the way you would get that for free is by purchasing $100. You can get this bundle for free. This is part of Celebration, which starts January 4th and runs to February 28, 2022. And it's an opportunity to earn free products with a qualifying purchase. There are items to choose from at the $50 level and some at the $100 level. And this particular stamp set comes with the designer paper as a $100 level. The card today is going to be a fancy fold, and it's an easel card, and it will pop up and stand up on your desk. We're using a variety of products that can be found in our annual catalog as well as the new mini catalog. Our annual catalog runs until June 30th of 2022. And today we're going to use, in addition to the Ladybug punch, we're going to use the Strawberry Builder punch. Here, there's a coordinating stamp set as part of a bundle for that one. And we're also going to use the scoring board here, which is absolutely fantastic. And we're going to use designer paper, which is in the annual catalog, and we're using two designs, and one is In the Wild and the other is Pansy Petals. And this In the Wild is a 12 by 12, and it has the leopards and pretty wild prints. And we're using this one here. And then from the Pansy Petals, we're using the Pale Papaya checked paper. And this one is also a 12 by 12 and has pansies on one side and designs on the other side. And these are both in our annual catalog. Okay, to get started, the supplies that we're going to use today is Pale Papaya cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, and another piece of Pale Papaya cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 5, and I have a piece of a 3 3/4 by 5 basic white for the inside, and a scrap for stamping. And here's that designer paper from the In the Wild, and the piece from the Pansies paper. And these measure 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 and 3 by 3. We're using real red cardstock, which is cut at 2 1/8 square, and a piece of Pale Papaya that is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 square. I've got scraps of basic black and real red, and that's about it. So we'll get started. what I need to do first is do my scoring. And this card is pretty simple. You score it at 5.5, just like you would on a regular card, and 2 3/4. And that's it for that. And then I'm going to fold it and burnish. And fold this again to the inside like that. So my card is going to lay flat to fit in the envelope, but then once you have it all built, it's going to stand up, and that's part of the easel part right there. Okay, so for our stamping, what we're going to do is take our basic white and our scraps, and for our punch, what we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is punch the ladybug and the wings out of the real red. Okay, and then I'm going to punch the just the ladybug body out of my basic black. And what I'm going to do is take my red ladybug, and I am just going to cut off its head. And that body is going to go right on here, and the wings will go on there as well. Let me just get a piece of scrap paper here for my stamping. And what I'm going to use is Memento Black, and because I punched the wings and the body out of the cardstock instead of stamping on white like this one, all I need to do is stamp the dots on here. So let me get my Stampin' Pierce mat. This is really a fun stamp set and great for a beginner stamper. But you'll see from my fancy fold, it's also perfect for the avid crafter as well. So there's my wings. And then for the body, let me clean that off real quick with my chamois. I take my chamois and cut it up into quarters so I can handle these a little bit easier. And I'm going to stamp, or ink up, sorry, 1/2 of that and kind of go towards the bottom on one side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The reason I did that is this is for the wings, so it's not really going to fit on the body the way I wanted it to. So I just did them separate like that. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do with my body here is apply some liquid glue right on top of that. And I'm going to just put a very thin line oh, sorry, just one second here. Okay. I just needed to grab my dimensionals. Sorry. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I just need a little dimensional here, and I don't have my minis right handy, so I'm just going to cut one of the big ones in half, and I'm going to kind of put that in the middle and this one in the middle. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue. Just, oops, that's almost too much. Let me spread that around a little bit. And take off the backings. And put that right down. So where the neck is will be flat, and then the body will be popped up. And what I'm going to do is, just while that glue is setting up, I'm just going to paper clip it. And here it is, all set. What I did here was add some Wink Stella, and that really makes the leaves pop up nicely. Okay, and now for the leaf that I need on my card. I've got Evening Evergreen and my scrap, and I'm going to stamp that. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do that with the Soft Succulent, not the Evening Evergreen. Let me wipe that off a little bit. Okay, let's try that again. There, that's what I want. And I need a little flower. Here's my card. I was looking for my sample. So sorry. Alrighty, let me put that on this side because then it's out of the way. So I need to punch out or stamp these two little flowers, and I'm going to do that in Pale Papaya. And I'll just stamp a couple. Now, while we have all our ink out, let's do our inside piece too. So I'm going to take my leaf stamp again in the Pale Papaya. And let's ink that up. And I'm going to stamp at the bottom. And I'm going to do a double stamp there. That's nice. And then I'm going to take Hope You Have the Best Birthday. And that is going to go on a scrap. So I've got my inside there. What I'd like to do is do my little Pale Papaya flowers there up in the corner. So I'll do that. Okay, the inside piece is done for now. What I have done is I stamped the Hope You Have a Best Birthday on a strip of white and backed it with a little scrap of the Pale Papaya. And I've added my dimensionals, and that's going to act as our stopper piece. So I'm not going to adhere that yet, but I can put this on the inside. So let me get this out of the way. And grab my seal. And I'm going to adhere my inside panel. Right there. That leaves you plenty of room to write, and my stopper's going to go somewhere right there, so we can go ahead and attach that too. And I'd like it to be right about there. So when you open it, the card's going to stand up just like that. Okay, so we've got our inside done. Now for the, let's build the outside piece. And because this is going to pop up, so I needed another layering piece to be the stand-up piece. So let's build this one here. And let me get rid of my mess. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take my pieces. This is my 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm going to glue that down. And I did make it so that it's equidistant from the top and the 2 sides. Try to get that straight. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scrap of the Pale Papaya checked, and I'm going to put that on. So just that little bit of, that was Evening Evergreen designer paper, and just a little stamping from the spots or footprints. Just that little bit peeking out is perfect for this. Then I'm going to take my scrap of Real Red, and I'm going to make a triangle on this one, and try to get that. You can kind of tell it's straight when it's point touch all 4 sides there, like that. And then my Pale Papaya piece is going to just go right on top and make that a square piece as well. I have got a lot of ink on my fingers today. I don't really know what happened other than I've been playing all afternoon. Okay, so I need to fussy cut this, which I've already done ahead of time for you. And I need to put some dimensionals on it. Okay. And I'm going to put that right there. Maybe up just a smidge there. And I've got my Ladybug with my Wink of Stella and some dimensionals on that one. And I'm going to put that going that direction. Okay, so we're almost done. Now this is kind of interesting. So this stamp that I'm going to use is quite large. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to have the stitched, the hello in my stitched rectangle, and then the friend popped up. So what I did with my Evening Evergreen ink is I stamped both right on my rectangle piece. Okay, so my friend is hanging off onto my scrap paper, but some of it is also going to be on the rectangle piece, see? And I tried it with a Post-it note first, and this was much easier for me. I stamped it a second time on my scrap paper and fussy cut it out, added some dimensionals, And let's go ahead and adhere that down, because I think I already took the backing off that. So I'm going to put that right there. Oops, let's get that centered. And that liquid glue gives you that little bit of wiggle room. Okay, and so now I've put my dimensionals on the back. I just fussy cut the friend, and I can cover up that little bit that was showing from my ink. So now the front of my card is almost done, and what I need to do is adhere it to here, and what I'm going to do is center this layering piece all the way around, but only apply the adhesive to the bottom half. Otherwise it won't be able to pop up. So I just kind of put my finger where the line was, added my glue, and let's put that down like that. Check it. Make sure it didn't bleed through, and it did not, so that's good. And I'm just going to press that and give it a chance to adhere. Now I've got my little flowers. Oh, I wanted to show you how I punched those out. So the leaf I had to fussy cut, but the strawberry builder punches out 2 of these flowers. So if I just come in from the side and punch that one and then move my punch, I can get the second one here. Oops. There we go. Like that. So I would have cut my leaf out first because I just punched into it. So that's a little tip for you. Do all your fussy cutting first and then come back in with your punch. So I've punched these out, and I've added my dimensionals to the back, and I'm going to put that right there, and another one right down here. And then I'm going to add some of these iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. And what I like to do is open my packages along the side. That way I can just slide it out and grab what I need. So for these here, oh, look at how sparkly these are. And it just changes colors based on, now it's on white, so it looks different. I'm going to take 2 of the large ones for the center of my flower, or sorry, these are the medium-sized ones. And I'm going to put that on the middle of my card, and then I'm going to take some smaller ones, and I'm going to just put 2 right about here, and then a medium-sized one again up there. And that is my card. So I hope you liked that. I did want to show you, I made a couple other cards using the same pieces. So if you didn't want to do it as a fancy fold, you could just do it as a regular card. So it looks pretty much identical. And the inside just has my leaves and my birthdays up there because I didn't need it as the stopper. So that's a variation. And then here is my last card, again using the same basic supplies with just a few additions, and I did it as a fancy fold to the side. So my white piece is cut down so that it hides under this part. And I did back my little rectangle with a scrap of pale papaya just to give it enough weight, if you will. And then I had to be really careful on my dimensionals not to have them come down and show, because it would be sticky there. And I just wanted to show you real quick the dies that these stitched rectangles came from. These are in the annual catalog and come in many sizes that are just perfect. You can find a size for whatever you need, and I used this one for my hello. Okay, so that's it. I'll list all the supplies in the description below, and if you would like to sign up for a virtual class to make these 3 cards, send me a comment, and if I have enough interest in it, I will be glad to do that for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.